The afternoon leaned softly on the narrow street. Warm concrete holding every fading footprint. A tiny corner shop stood without asking for attention. Its shelves carrying colors that never learned to grow old. Coins rested quietly inside a pocket, heavy enough to feel important, light enough to disappear with a single choice. Glass bottles waited inside a cooler, tiny bubbles climbing toward invisible skies, like thoughts trying to become words. The wind carried sugar through the air, mixed with paper wrappers and quiet laughter. Every familiar sound felt smaller now, as if memory had folded the edges with careful hands. Someone passed without saying anything, still leaving a ripple across the afternoon. Nothing needed to happen, nothing had to change. Even silence seemed comfortable enough to stay. I watched sunlight scatter across the bottle, breaking into pieces that floated over my hands. The marble inside rested for only a second, then slipped beneath the clear surface again. A simple sound echoed inside the glass, small enough to miss, strong enough to stay for years. Some moments never asked permission, they simply settle somewhere behind the ribs, waiting until another quiet afternoon remembers them. The street stretched farther than it really was. Maybe distance belongs more to time than to places. Every slow breath tasted faintly of sweetness, mixed with things that never returned. Still nobody called it sadness. It was only another evening, learning how to become yesterday. Tiny bubbles rise before they disappear, carrying little pieces no one tries to hold. The corner waits without asking where we've gone, keeping every shadow gently on the road. Maybe nothing lasts the way we hoped, maybe every sparkle fades into the air. Still the bottle sings a quiet little note, leaving echoes only memory can hear. Evening arrived without making a sound. The light turned softer, painting ordinary walls with borrowed gold. The shop looked almost the same, yet somehow smaller than before. Maybe growing older quietly changes the size of everything. The bottle felt cooler in tired hands. Each bubble climbed with patient certainty, never rushing toward the surface. Watching them felt strangely familiar, like counting seconds instead of dreams. No promises lived inside that glass, only movement, only brief reflections, only tiny reasons to pause before walking again. The street lamp blinked awake, one careful breath at a time. Shadows stretched longer than conversations. A bicycle rolled somewhere in the distance, its rhythm fading into evening air. No dramatic ending arrived, no lesson waited around the corner. Life simply kept unfolding, one ordinary frame after another. Sometimes memories return without invitation, not to rescue anyone, not to explain anything, only to remind us that gentle moments existed once. The sweetness disappears first, the sound remains longer, the feeling lasts longest of all. Invisible, impossible to measure, yet somehow present whenever silence grows wide enough. I left the empty bottle where the fading light could touch it. The last bubbles had already vanished, but the glass still caught the evening sky. For a moment it reflected colors that belong neither to today nor yesterday, only somewhere in between. Maybe that's where old afternoons live, neither lost nor found, simply waiting inside quiet corners of the heart, like unopened memories resting behind dusty windows. The road ahead wasn't brighter than before, it was only another road that felt honest enough. Tiny bubbles rise before they disappear, carrying little pieces no one tries to hold. The corner waits without asking where we've gone, keeping every shadow gently on the road. Maybe nothing lasts the way we hoped, maybe every sparkle fades into the air. Still the bottle sings a quiet little note, leaving echoes only memory can bottle filled with fading fizz, and enough silence to call it home. The screen door slides with a whisper, slow enough to breathe. Dust dances inside the light like it forgot to leave. The screen door slides with a whisper, slow enough to breathe. Dust dances inside the light like it forgot to leave. Old to time and carry stories underneath my feet. Every woven line remembers afternoons of heat. The ceiling fan keeps turning with a tired little song, measuring the silence that has quietly grown long. A kettle cools beside the shelf, untouched for many days, yet every corner glows inside familiar shades. A little glass wind chime hanging near the open frame sings to every passing breeze without asking for a name. One soft note, then another floating over time, breaking up the stillness with a melody so fine. Cicadas paint the distance in a never-ending wave. Summer holds the memories that nobody could save. Photographs are smiling though the colors start to fade, like conversations folded into every shadow made. I lean against the doorway watching daylight slowly bend, wondering if quiet ever really has an end. Every gentle ringing says a sentence left behind, things that disappear but somehow never leave the mind. No dramatic ending, no fireworks in the sky, only little echoes teaching moments how to fly. The evening settles softly like an old familiar tune, while the breeze keeps riding circles underneath the moon. Hear that little wind chime calling through the air, floating over to tell me like somebody's prayer. Nothing has to happen, nothing has to shine, just another summer caught between the notes in time. Every tiny ringing lets the silence breathe again, turning old emotions into slow and gentle rain. If tomorrow fades away, that's perfectly alright. Some memories are brightest when they disappear from sight. Yeah. Night arrives in layers with the scent of wooden floors. Moonlight paints the paper walls and slips beneath the doors. The garden stays awake while every flower gently sways, holding on to fragments from forgotten August days. A cushion on the floor still keeps the shape of yesterday, like someone stood up quietly but never walked away. The clock keeps moving forward though the room stands still, teaching every heartbeat how to listen without will. Outside, leaves are dancing where the summer shadows sleep. Crickets stitched together little promises they'll keep. The wind chime answers softly every time the branches bow, not asking where we've been or where we're heading now. Sometimes home is only just a sound inside the breeze, a rhythm that returns whenever everything feels weak. Not to heal completely, not to wash away the pain, only to remind us why the heart still knows the rain. I gather little moments like the shells beside the shore, knowing every season leaves a different kind of door. Nothing stays forever, that's the oldest melody, yet the quiet keeps returning with impossible clarity. When I finally leave before the morning finds the road, the wind chime keeps on singing underneath this gentle load. Maybe every distance is another way to hear the smallest fragile music that was always waiting here. Hear that little wind chime calling through the air, floating over to tell me like somebody's prayer. Nothing has to happen, nothing has to shine, just another summer caught between the notes in time. Every tiny ringing lets the silence breathe again, turning old emotions into slow and gentle rain. If tomorrow fades away, that's perfectly alright. Some memories are brightest when they disappear from sight. The afternoon stretched slow across the faded ground, dust hanging softly where our footsteps used to sound. The painted lines were worn from seasons passing through, still somehow every corner carries something new. A bar rolled gently farther than nobody could reach, a quiet little ending no one had to teach. Laughter floated lighter than the evening breeze, mixing with the rustle of the patient trees. The swings kept moving after everyone let go, like they remembered every story they would never show. Our shoes were covered with the color of the day, tiny marks of moments slowly fading gray. No one said tomorrow had to stay the same. We simply called each other one more time by name. The sky became a canvas brushed with orange light, soft enough to hide the coming of the night. Backpacks resting loosely on one shoulder side, no destination waiting, nothing left to hide. Silence felt familiar, never feeling cold, like the quiet understood the things we couldn't hold. Every step away was lighter than before, yet somehow made us miss the playground even more. The empty goal stood watching as the daylight fell, keeping all the echoes nobody could tell. Some memories arrive without making a sound, living in the corners of forgotten ground. Leave the dust behind, but let it stay inside. Even when the daylight slowly says goodbye, nothing lasts forever, everybody knows. Still the evening carries where the young wind goes. No promises to keep, no perfect ending line, just another sunset gently borrowing time. If tomorrow feels a little far away, the colors of this evening quietly remain. Street lights slowly shimmer where the sidewalks bend, walking side by side before the pathways end. Conversation faded into little smiles, comfort growing softly through the silent miles. Someone skipped a pebble across a puddled street, tiny circles dancing underneath our feet. The breeze carried pieces of forgotten songs, simple little moments where the heart belongs. Clouds were drifting slowly like they had no plan, teaching us that leaving comes as softly as it can. A bicycle bell echoed somewhere out of sight, blending with the colors of the falling light. The fences cast long shadows stretching toward the road, as if they wished to follow every quiet soul. No photographs were needed for a scene like this. Memory was enough to hold the gentle mist. Our voices became smaller as the distance grew, still somehow every word continued feeling true. Windows caught reflections of the amber sky, holding tiny sunsets, no one questioned why. The air smelled faintly like warm earth after play, a scent that quietly refused to fade away. Nothing grand happened, nothing changed the world, only ordinary minutes carefully unfurled. Maybe years from now these roads will look the same, though different footsteps gently answer every name. We'll probably remember not the things we won, but how the evening settled after all the fun. The quiet wasn't lonely, only calm and deep, a place where small forever found a place to sleep. Leave the dust behind, but let it stay inside. Even when the daylight slowly says goodbye, nothing lasts forever, everybody knows. Still the evening carries where the young wind goes. No promises to keep, no perfect ending line, just another sunset gently borrowing time. If tomorrow feels a little far away, the colors of this evening quietly remain. When the shadows lengthen across the open ground, every fading echo still becomes a sound. Not a dream to chase, not a page to turn, only quiet evenings we continue to return. Dust floating slow through broken wooden beams. A little room still holding yesterday's dreams. Cardboard walls, old blankets on the floor. A place the grown-up world never looked for. Every corner whispers something low. Stories only afternoon light could know. A tiny box beneath the weathered chair, covered with years of forgotten air. Inside was paper folded edge to edge, soft from time, fragile around the edge. Lines and pencil fading into gray, like they had been waiting through every day. Crooked arrows running through the page, tiny mountains drawn with childish grace. A circle where an X was softly made, more like hope than treasure ever stayed. I could almost hear old sneakers on the dirt, hands covered in dust, never mind the shirt. Laughing without wondering who we'd become, counting clouds instead of counting sums. Every path looked larger than the sky, every answer lived inside a why. Even silence carried something bright, before we learned to measure wrong and right. Maybe every mark was just pretend, maybe every road had reached its end. Still the paper fell to life somehow, like it remembered who we used to be then, not now. Outside even settled on the trees, leaves moved gently with an easy breeze. The world kept spinning like it always does, while a folded map still quietly was. Maybe there was never any gold, only little hands refusing to grow old. Maybe every secret that we chase still survives somewhere we cannot place. The map is faded but the lines remain, soft like echoes after summer rain. Treasure isn't always something found, sometimes it's the footsteps in the ground. So I fold the paper one more time, let the memories blur between the lines. Not trying to solve what disappeared, just letting quiet bring it near. Walking back where tall grass fills the trail, wooden boards now weathered, cracked and pale. The entrance barely standing after years, holding more silence than forgotten cheers. Sunlight slipped between the broken roof, painting little islands made of truth. Everything had changed without a sound, still that place somehow remembered ground. I followed every pencil curve again, not because I thought I'd finally win, more because the drawing knew my name, even if my voice was not the same. One old tree still leaning to the side, tiny creek where paper boats would glide. Every landmark smaller than before, still enough to quietly restore. No chest hidden underneath the stone, nothing waiting there to call my own. Only wind across the empty hill, gentle enough to make the whole world still. Maybe that was all it meant to be, finding what had never really left me. Not a prize to carry back home, just a place where younger thoughts could roam. Night arrived without a grand goodbye, stars appearing one by one on high. I slipped the folded map inside my sleeve, knowing some things never truly leave. Every faded line became a song, quiet enough to carry me along. No conclusion waiting at the end, only soft reminders of where dreams began. Maybe there was never any gold, only little hands refusing to grow old. Maybe every secret that we chase still survives somewhere we cannot place. The map is faded but the lines remain, soft like echoes after summer rain. Treasure isn't always something found, sometimes it's the footsteps in the ground. So I fold the paper one more time, let the memories blur between the lines. The secret hideout disappears from sight, but it still glows somewhere every night. breeze without a single word tonight. Streetlights fade behind like pages left unread. An old driving waits beneath the sleepy sky. Windows glowing soft while silence fills the air instead. I stop beside a vending machine humming low. Its faded colors flicker like forgotten dreams. Coins spin once then disappear into the dark. A quiet ritual stitched between the midnight seams. The coffee drops into a paper cup so slow. Tiny clouds rising where the cold wind slips away. Nothing feels important standing here alone, except the sound of distant tires fading into gray. A map folded somewhere inside the passenger seat, still pretending every road leads somewhere new. But every mile keeps borrowing another mile, like echoes asking questions no one answers to. The parking lot reflects the pale fluorescent glow. Rain from hours before, still resting on the ground. Every puddle keeps another version of the sky, upside down and somewhere calmer than around. The radio speaks in melodies too soft to chase. Half remembered voices floating through the night. I lean against the vending machine for just a while, watching moss circle only circles in the light. Maybe every midnight has a place like this, where tired hearts borrow warmth from paper cups. Nothing has to change before the morning comes. We just let the silence slowly hold us up. Neon paints a temporary kind of peace, not forever, never asking us to stay. Just enough to breathe before the wheels begin, rolling toward another ordinary day. The highway never promises a better view, only different skies above familiar roads. Still I stand beneath the quiet buzzing light, leaving heavy thoughts where the vending machine glows. The drink grows cooler while the hours disappear, steam becoming memory before my eyes. Somewhere trucks keep drawing lines across the dark, like invisible pencils underneath the skies. I wonder how many strangers stop right here, holding quiet stories no one else would know. Maybe someone laughed before they drove away. Maybe someone watched the same cold neon glow. There is comfort hiding inside ordinary things, plastic buttons worn by countless restless hands. The tiny click before another bottle falls feels somehow older than the cities and the lands. No destination suddenly becomes enough when the road itself forgets to rush ahead. The empty benches never ask where I've been, or why certain conversations stayed unsaid. The breeze carries scents of asphalt after rain, mixed with warm canned coffee drifting through the air. Everything feels temporary in this light, yet somehow nothing has to disappear. The engine waits with patient little breaths, cooling slowly underneath the silver moon. I finish every quiet sip without a race, knowing every stop will always end too soon. So I leave a final glance behind my shoulder, not because I'm searching for another sign, just to thank this little corner of the night for keeping borrowed silence perfectly in time. Maybe every midnight has a place like this, where tired hearts borrow warmth from paper cups. Nothing has to change before the morning comes. We just let the silence slowly hold us up. Neon paints a temporary kind of peace, not forever, never asking us to stay. Just enough to breathe before the wheels begin, rolling toward another ordinary day. The highway stretches farther than our thoughts can see, yet every pause becomes a quiet souvenir. One more coin, one more cup, one more glowing light before the darkness gently disappears. Cabin lights are fading into quiet shades of blue. Every voice dissolves beneath the steady hum that carries every thought somewhere farther than memory. Outside the window, the world has disappeared, replaced by endless clouds drifting like forgotten pages, folded gently beneath silver light. The moon doesn't ask for attention tonight, it simply rests above everything, patient enough to illuminate places no one can reach with their hands. I watch reflections dance across the glass, unsure whether I'm seeing the sky or pieces of myself returning after a long absence. Time feels slower up here, measured by blinking lights on distant wings and tiny stars that refuse to hurry. The seat beside me stays empty, yet somehow it never feels completely vacant. Some memories travel lighter than luggage, they settle quietly beside us, asking for nothing except another glance through the window. Below the clouds, cities continue breathing, traffic continues flowing, conversations begin and end without ever touching the silence. Up here, everything sounds softer, even regret loses its sharp edges. The moon paints pale rivers across the endless white horizon, turning ordinary vapor into something almost impossible to name. I wonder how many people have looked at this same sky, believing they were completely alone. Maybe loneliness is only another altitude. Maybe distance gives every feeling room to echo. The engines continue singing one endless note, and somehow it becomes enough. Moonlight spilling over sleeping clouds, floating where tomorrow hasn't found us yet. Nothing to chase, nothing to prove, just quiet miles wrapped inside midnight blue. Every heartbeat drifts with the wings tonight. Every memory softens beneath silver light. No destination shining too bright, only this peaceful flight through the night. The moon follows without asking permission, keeping the same gentle distance. No matter how far this airplane travels, clouds rise and fall beneath us like slow ocean waves, frozen between dreams and waking moments. Somewhere below, windows glow inside quiet neighborhoods, people closing curtains, making tea, finishing another ordinary evening. From here, those lives resemble scattered constellations, tiny reminders that everyone carries invisible stories home. I think about unfinished conversations left somewhere behind, words that never found the right timing. Smiles remembered more clearly than voices, they don't feel heavy anymore. The sky has a way of borrowing unnecessary weight until only calm remains. The cabin stays nearly silent except for pages turning, someone breathing deeply in sleep. The gentle vibration beneath my feet, even silence has rhythm when listened to long enough. The moonlight stretches across the wing again, turning polished metal into something almost alive. For a moment it feels less like traveling, more like drifting between chapters that never needed perfect endings. No celebration waits on the other side, no dramatic farewell hides behind these clouds. Only another morning arriving slowly somewhere beyond the horizon. The thought feels strangely comforting. Some journeys don't change us all at once, they simply soften the corners we kept protecting for too long. Outside, the clouds continue flowing beneath silver light, endless and patient. Inside, my thoughts finally stop asking impossible questions. The night doesn't offer answers, it offers space. Sometimes that is enough to keep moving. Moonlight spilling over sleeping clouds, floating where tomorrow hasn't found us yet. Nothing to chase, nothing to prove, just quiet miles wrapped inside midnight blue. Every heartbeat drifts with the wings tonight. Every memory softens beneath silver light. No destination shining too bright, only this peaceful flight through the night. Moon above, clouds below, silence in between, holding every dream that never needed to be seen. We keep moving with the sky so wide, leaving quiet echoes somewhere behind. Late night signal drifting through a half-awake room. Soft static floating like dust beneath the moon. I turn the dial slowly, letting silence breathe, searching for a voice that still remembers me. Every little crackle paints another frame. Old apartment windows, though they never look the same. The city hums gently underneath the rain. Street lights blur together on the sleeping lane. The speaker isn't perfect, neither am I. Some nights every answer feels too quiet to find. Coffee growing colder by the windowsill. Time keeps moving softly even when we're still. A familiar rhythm hiding in the noise, like forgotten memories making careful choices. Nothing needs explaining, nothing needs a name. Only scattered echoes calling just the same. Then the voice arrives through the gentle haze, warm as old evenings wrapped in amber shades. Not too loud, not trying to repair the night, only speaking softly until morning light. Stories in between the songs leave open space, enough for all the thoughts I never learned to face. Outside every traffic light changes all alone. Inside every heartbeat quietly comes home. Leave the static playing in the background air. Every little whisper tells me someone's there. Between fading frequencies and midnight skies, comfort lives inside the imperfect lines. No promises to chase, no ending to defend. Just another quiet hour that never needs to end. If tomorrow feels too distant to explain, I'll stay with the signal dancing through the rain. Another song dissolves into a sea of white. Tiny waves of silence folding through the night. The familiar voice returns without surprise, carrying ordinary dreams between the lines. Talking out where the empty roads in time. Simple conversation somehow sounding kind. Nothing revolutionary filling up the air, yet every single sentence says somebody cares. Maybe that's enough beneath these lonely stars, finding small reflections instead of chasing far. Every quiet broadcast reaching unknown rooms, blooming like forgotten flowers out of view. The city never notices these fragile sounds, but they keep invisible hearts quietly around. Sometimes healing doesn't knock upon the door, it arrives unnoticed through an old receiver's core. The static never leaves, it simply learns to blend, like unfinished stories that don't really end. Imperfection carries melodies we trust, silver threads woven through invisible dust. I close my tired eyes while the records spin, letting every pause become a place within. When the morning colors slowly wash the blue, the voice fades gently out like morning dew. Still the room remembers everything it heard, every careful silence, every measured word. Even after daylight softens every sound, something of that midnight still is hanging around. Not a grand farewell, a lesson carved in stone, just another quiet evening never truly gone. Somewhere past the rooftops, hidden from my view, the signal keeps on traveling, steady, calm and true. Leave the static playing in the background air. Every little whisper tells me someone's there. Between fading frequencies and midnight skies, comfort lives inside the imperfect lines. Of promises to chase, no ending to defend. Just another quiet hour that never needs to end. If tomorrow feels too distant to explain, I'll stay with the signal dancing through the rain. When the final echo slowly disappears, the silence somehow feels a little more sincere. Maybe all we ever really needed all along was a quiet, familiar voice between the songs. Another quiet evening wrapped in faded light, a pocket full of quarters, nothing feeling right. The neon softly flickers through the misty glass. Minutes drift together while the strangers pass. Rows of silver circles turning nice and slow, like conversations that dissolved long ago. The rhythm isn't music, still it holds a beat, soft enough to carry tired wandering feet. A hoodie on my shoulders, coffee growing cold, watching little stories that never get told. Someone folds a blanket with careful hands, someone checks the window making silent plans. No one says a word inside the humming room, yet every quiet heartbeat finds a little room. The dryers keep on breathing like a distant train, spinning tiny echoes through my sleepy brain. Outside, tiny raindrops decorate the street. Inside, every heartbeat follows steady heat. Round and round the memories quietly unfold, never turning silver, never turning gold. Just another evening borrowed from the week, holding every answer I forgot to seek. I count another circle, then another one, wondering where yesterday is quietly gone. Maybe every rhythm keeps a trace of time, hidden in the pauses between every chime. Nothing needs explaining, nothing needs a name. Every little cycle always feels the same. Still I sit and listen, like it's something new, finding little pieces that remind me of you. Round and round the washing keeps the tempo slow, like the thoughts we never let each other know. Every quiet heartbeat moving with the sound, lost but somehow peaceful while the drums go round. Steam against the window, city breathing low. Every spinning circle lets another moment flow. Maybe all the silence says enough tonight, following the rhythm underneath the light. Half an hour disappears without a trace, only gentle circles filling up the space. Plastic chairs remember every waiting soul, every folded jacket carrying its role. The humming feels familiar like an old cassette, playing tiny feelings I cannot forget. Nothing ever rushes in this little room, only quiet motion pushing back the gloom. I imagine old apartments far away, laundry hanging softly in the light of day. Voices through an open window, faint and warm. Coffee on the table keeping someone warm. Maybe memories wrinkle just like cotton clothes, smooth a little better every cycle knows. Not completely healed, not completely gone, just a softer version quietly moving on. Outside, headlights paint reflections on the ground. Inside, only spinning circles make a sound. Every turn reminds me nothing truly stays, even endless even slowly change their ways. Threads become a fabric, one small loop at once. Tiny moments gather without making sense. Maybe that's the secret hidden in the spin. Life keeps folding outward, then it folds within. The final buzzer whispers through the sleepy air, breaking little dreams that settled everywhere. Warm clothes in my hands, heavier somehow. Still the room remembers who I used to be now. I step into the evening where the cool winds play, carrying the rhythm with me all the way. Even after silence fades beyond the door, the washing keeps on spinning somewhere evermore. Round and round the washing keeps the tempo slow, like the thoughts we never let each other know. Every quiet heartbeat moving with the sound, lost but somehow peaceful while the drums go round. Steam against the window, city breathing low. Every spinning circle lets another moment flow. Maybe all the silence says enough tonight, following the rhythm underneath the light. The room stays quiet like it knows my name, only tiny bubbles breaking through the frame. Blue reflections drift across the floor tonight, soft enough to disappear inside the light. Every corner breathes a little slower now. Nothing asks for promises or tells me how. Neon currents paint the ceiling in a wave, holding little moments that nobody saves. I watch the tropical colors slowly glide, leaving silent shadows where the thoughts can hide. Every gentle movement feels a little blurred, like unfinished letters that were never heard. Glass between the world and everything I feel makes the loudest memory somehow less real. Outside keeps moving with a different pace. Inside every ripple softly leaves a trace. Time forgets to hurry while the water bends. Tiny circles forming where the silence ends. I don't need tomorrow sitting in this glow, just another minute watching currents flow. Blue becomes a language no one has to read. Nothing more than breathing, nothing left to need. Even empty spaces seem alive somehow, floating with the rhythm of this quiet now. Every fish remembers roads I cannot see, drawing little stories underneath the sea. Maybe all the answers travel just this slow, hidden in reflections only dreamers know. Blue water, slow motion, everything fades. Tiny silhouettes dancing through the waves. Nothing has to change before the morning comes, only quiet echoes beating like the drums. Glass and shadow floating side by side tonight, keeping every memory somewhere out of sight. If the world keeps turning faster than my mind, I'll stay where the water leaves the noise behind. Streetlights shimmer somewhere far beyond the glass, looking like another lifetime as they pass. Every peaceful current smooths another line, carving little circles deeper into time. Orange, silver, turquoise quietly appear, never saying why they always gather here. Their reflections break apart and meet again, like forgotten conversations after rain. I remember afternoons without a plan, watching little worlds fit inside my hands. Maybe growing older isn't losing light, maybe it is learning softer shades of night. Every silent orbit teaches how to stay, even when the brightest colors drift away. Nothing here is asking me to understand, only to observe without a tighter hand. The smallest wave can rearrange the view, turning yesterday into another blue. Breathing with the filter's gentle humming sound. Peace is something quiet that I finally found. Not forever, maybe only for a while, still enough to loosen every careful smile. Outside, people chase another flashing sign. Inside, tiny fins, we draw the edge of time. Every passing shadow feels both close and far, like remembering where forgotten wishes are. When the moon grows darker than the afternoon, blue becomes a quiet version of the moon. Nothing ends completely underneath this light, everything just settles deeper into night. I leave without leaving something in this place, carrying the water in my slower pace. Blue water, slow motion, everything fades. Tiny silhouettes dancing through the waves. Nothing has to change before the morning comes, only quiet echoes beating like the drums. Glass and shadow floating side by side tonight, keeping every memory somewhere out of sight. If the world keeps turning faster than my mind, I'll stay where the water leaves the noise behind. Rain keeps writing quiet letters on the pavement. Every drop another sentence I don't have to answer. I found a narrow roof between two empty buildings, just enough space to stay dry without pretending I was trying to escape. A cold can of coffee waits inside my jacket pocket, catching the last bit of warmth from my hand before I pull it free. The tab snaps open with a tiny silver echo, louder than my thoughts for just a second. Steam doesn't rise, only the scent of roasted beans mixing with wet concrete and fading traffic somewhere beyond the curtain of rain. The city slows when the weather chooses its own rhythm. Headlights become watercolor lines. Footsteps disappear before they reach me. Umbrellas bloom and fade like flowers carried by the wind. I lean against the wall and let the moment stay and finish. Some days don't ask for answers, only a place to stand while the clouds empty themselves. The coffee tastes a little bitter, a little sweet, like conversations remember long after the voices disappear. I don't chase memories tonight, I just let them drift across the puddles, breaking apart whenever another raindrop lands. Time feels softer here, wrapped inside the steady percussion above my head. Nothing dramatic, nothing broken beyond repair. Just another evening collecting silence, one sip at a time. The world keeps moving somewhere outside the rain, but I don't mind missing a few minutes. Maybe the sky knows something about slowing down that people keep forgetting. Under this borrowed roof, I don't need another name, just the sound of rain tapping gentle on the frame. Coke and coffee, quiet heartbeat in my hand. Nothing to prove, nothing planned. Street lights shimmer inside every puddle below. Dreams move slowly where the evening rivers flow. If tomorrow comes, it'll find me just the same, sharing one more silent moment with the rain. The shower begins to soften, though it never really stops. Tiny drops still drift sideways whenever the breeze changes its mind. The empty can feels lighter now, rolling gently between my fingers while I read the faded scratches along the aluminum. Funny how ordinary things remember every touch without saying a word. Across the street, reflections build another version of the city. Buildings bend inside puddles, traffic glides upside down, and distant windows glow like small stories waiting for someone else. I wonder how many people pause like this without anyone noticing. Maybe more than we think. Maybe quiet moments are shared even when no one stands together. The coffee is gone, but the warmth stays somewhere beneath the ribs, small enough to miss if I hurried away. That's the strange comfort of simple things. They don't promise forever, they only make this exact minute easier to carry. The rain keeps the noise low, washing sharp edges from the evening until everything feels slightly blurred, slightly kinder. I breathe in the cool air and hear the last few drops falling from the roof behind me. Soon I'll step back onto the sidewalk, shoes meeting shallow puddles, following streets that look different after every storm. Not searching for a destination, not running from yesterday, just walking at the same quiet tempo the rain taught me. Maybe that's enough for tonight. One can of coffee, one roof overhead, one city humming beneath gray skies. Sometimes peace arrives dressed as ordinary weather, asking for nothing except a little patience before the clouds move on. Under this borrowed roof, I don't need another name, just the sound of rain tapping gentle on the frame. Coke and coffee, quiet heartbeat in my hand. Nothing to prove, nothing planned. Street lights shimmer inside every puddle below. Dreams move slowly where the evening rivers flow. If tomorrow comes, it'll find me just the same, sharing one more silent moment